Amber was acting a fool out here for years while Dana and Destiny were raising children. Hey y'all, it's Rosie here, and it is Monday morning, I think. So, let's see. I know that there's been a lot going on with the whole Amberlynn, Reid, Destiny drama type deal, and that I am very, very, very behind. So in an attempt to catch up, I thought I would do Destiny's clarity video and then jump into some highlights from both of Amberlynn Reid's most recent Q&As. So those will be separate videos, or her most recent live streams, I guess. I'm going to try and knock out quite a few things this morning because it is pretty early, so I've got a decent amount of time, especially if I make it like 1.25 speed or skip around or something. So, I don't know. I get people were saying that like stuff was finally popping off, or that Amber was calling Destiny a lie, like a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm interested to see if it's more than just lukewarm, like colored water, or like what's going on. Honestly, I've just been like really tired of this whole thing. I think the drama's kind of like not even good drama at all. Like it's just an attempt for Amber to distract from other stuff. Maybe they're not in cahoots, but this is definitely probably more palatable for Amber than some of the other stuff going on right now. So without further ado, let's hop in this clarity video from Destiny.
Hey guys, so this is not an ideal setup, but I'm in my bed and I have some laundry I have to do.
I'm in my bed too. You know what I'm saying?
This is probably the last little bit I'm going to read out of this notebook just because it's so much to sit and watch these, like, compilation videos and everything. And I'm just, basically, after me and Dana get together and are basically living together, it's pretty much all from memory anyway. Like, it's not going to be a point of me watching videos because I'm not going to be mostly in them or surrounded by them. So we'll start with February of 2017. And I think I've only got February to, like, most of March in here, and then I'll just go off memory. So this video might include some of 2018, and I might stop at that point, but I don't know. Alright, so February 2017. Amberlynn just talks about weight loss a lot, like wanting to lose weight, or losing some weight, maybe, I don't know. She's hanging out with her friends a lot, going with Charlotte.
I'll just say this though. I do appreciate the level of effort that Destiny seems to be putting in, because we all know that Amber puts in like zero effort into her videos, so it's good to see.
And what have you, and I'm just doing my own thing with Dana. Like, we're still living together at this point. I'm just doing my own thing, she's doing her own thing. I was hanging out with Dana, like, when me and her first started, like, actually dating, so, like, and maybe even a little bit before, I don't know. But me and Dana started dating February 13th, so it wasn't very long into February. After me and Dana...
But from the other videos, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that when she hooked up with Amber again? Is that right?
Started dating, though. I do know that I had to help her and her mom out with getting to and from work.
Oh, right after they started dating is Amber's famous drunk Valentine's Day video.
I think most of them I had a way to work. I was usually driving them home, which I was taking Dana home anyway at night, and we were just hanging out a little bit. But I was still going home, sometimes staying the night at her house, but I was mostly still going home to the apartment. And then on the weekends, I would stay with Dana. Like, Friday night, after work, go home with her and just be there till Sunday. And on Sundays, Amberlynn would have, like, this whole thing planned out with what she wanted me and her to do, whether that be going to the movies, grocery shopping, what have you. And at one point, we got a Costco membership because I was tired of her buying just, like, the smallest little bitty bits of things just so I'd have to take her shopping weekly. I was like, why do you have to grocery shop weekly? Why can't you do at least 2 weeks? Like, why does it have to be weekly? Because sometimes I would have plans and I would have to circulate myself around what Amberlynn needed to do, and it was just kind of annoying. And I thought the Costco membership would help. It didn't. And then I wrote, the weekly shopping, all that. At this point, me and Dana...
Our needy girl.
You know, we're still talking, I guess, when I got the Costco membership. We weren't dating yet, but I know that we were still hanging out a lot. We were going on, like, some small dates before work, hanging out after work, whatever. The situation that happened with Charla, and Amberlynn driving by Dana's house when I was hanging out with her, it doesn't matter what me and Dana were doing in there. That was still very, like, not called for. But basically, Dana was very upset with that, too.
Dude, that was so creepy, though. Like, come on. How are you just gonna go stalk someone? Specifically your ex that you live with. Like, that's so weird. Very Chantal of you.
That day, I remember that day, I don't know why Charlotte didn't work. I don't think Charlotte ever got moved to morning shift at that job. I think she was literally just calling out to hang out with Amberlynn sometimes. But Amberlynn was like, oh, me and Charlotte want to hang out today. Can you just drop me off at her house? And then just get me after you're done hanging out with Dana. You know, after work. Because, you know, I had to work. So I was like, yeah, that'll work. So, you know, I take her to Charlotte's, go to work, do work. And then I take Dana home. And we're just, you know, just trying to hang out, whatever. I want to say we were dating at this point, though. But I don't know. I just know it was brought up in the compilation video. And the compilation videos are kind of, they're not exactly in order because Amberlynn uploaded weird. But, you know, me and Dana, things went where they went. And, you know, I was just busy, obviously. And my phone was in the living room. We were in the bedroom. And when we came back out, I want to say Amberlynn had Snapchatted me a picture of my car in Dana's parking.
Yo, that is so creepy. That is so creepy. Like, Destiny should have just, like, moved out. Like, right at that moment, been like, bye.
Or parking lot. Dana's driveway. And all that. And it more so upset me because, well, Amberlynn wanted me to come get her after I got done hanging out with Dana because Charla had said that she was not going to have either the gas or didn't want to drive that late to take her home because it was like a 30-minute commute. Which was, I didn't really care, you know, I just figured I'd get done when I got done, and I would pick Amberlynn up, and so be it. Well, I guess to Amberlynn, I was taking too long, but Charla went out of her way to drive her past Dana's house, and all the way back to her own house, but she couldn't drive Amberlynn home. It really made me mad, because where Dana lived and where Charla lived was probably about the same distance, maybe a little bit less, but in the time it took her to drive there and back, it probably would have used the same gas, than it would have been to take Amberlynn home. So it made me really mad.
Like, with good reason. Like, that's a good reason. I would have been upset. And it just sounds stupid. Definitely something Foodie Booty would do.
I explained all that. Like I said, me and Dana started dating on February 13th, 2017. On Valentine's Day, now we all know Valentine's Day was a mess for Amberlynn. The day of Valentine's Day, I knew I had to take Dana the presents I had got her for Valentine's Day. I wanted to, you know, hang out with her before we went to work and give her presents. I got her a giant teddy bear, a Harry Potter cup, a card, and maybe a couple other little things, I don't know. But before I did that, Amberlynn had me get up early, and she asked if I would go get her some wine from the liquor store, and I was like, whatever, and I did. And then she got drunk in a video, and, you know, and all that. I tried to spend a lot of time away from Amberlynn just because things were still kind of weird between us, and I don't know. And Amberlynn was obviously very upset about that. Amberlynn ends up staying at Dana's with me one of the times that I stay there because I think it was a Sunday, actually. I had went home on a Sunday from hanging.
I'm sorry. Before she finishes that explanation, that is so weird. That is so weird. No, I can't even wrap my brain around it. I can't. That would be, okay. That would be like if Tom came over to my dorm and brought his ex-girlfriend with him. Isn't that weird? That's weird, right? Like, no one thinks that's weird. I think it's really weird. Amber gets weirder and weirder the more you hear about her. Oh my God.
You know, with Dana. And me and Amberlynn had ran and done a bunch of stuff, and I said, because I think I had got Dana something. I think I had got her like a little gift or just wanted to see her, grab something. I don't remember if I forgot. Something. I had to go back there. So we were there, and her roommate were drinking. Dana and her roommate. You see her name's Sarah. She's in some of the videos Amberlynn posted after this. We go there, and Amberlynn ends up like, oh, I want to get drunk. You know, let's drink. It'll be okay. Like, we're all friends here, whatever. And it was a little awkward, but it happened. And then I think we all ended up going out at work the next day because we were all a little hungover. But it was awkward, but I mean, it was still like a good time, whatever. And then after that, that's when Amberlynn's basically like, oh, bring Dana with us when we go to do stuff. So basically, it wasn't just like us trying to hang out with Amberlynn, me and Dana. It was me having to help Amberlynn go grocery shopping and do this and do that. Like, she always wanted to run around Lexington. She always wanted to do this. She always wanted to do that. And basically, Amberlynn was like giving me the okay to just bring Dana with us so we could spend time together. It's whatever. Dana stayed with me a couple nights at the apartment when she could.
That's really weird, right? I'm just caught up in how fucking strange it is. Okay.
Amberlynn babysat Cash. Okay, I was about to explain
How? They only had one bed. Did they all three sleep in the bed?
this when I literally made this video, and Amberlynn went live today and talked about Cash, my dog Cash. His name was Johnny Cash. And I have June Carter. He's right here behind me, a little sassy turd. I had her babysit him a couple times when we were like going to be out, because when we got him, he was supposed to be 6 weeks old. It turned out he had to have only been like 3 or 4 weeks old, and I actually didn't go.
Since I haven't watched Amber's recent live, like whatever she's talking about, I have no idea why this puppy is relevant to anything.
That's where she went. We found a loving place for her to go, and it was awesome. Everything was really good. But with Cash, Dana's dad wanted to keep her or him because he's a real good dog. He is very good, like security kind of dog. Like he was not gonna let anyone get messed with if he was around. Now, he did not let him be inside. He was chained up outside, and I feel like that's one of the things that led to everything that happened with Cash. Was just, he went from being, well, he was 98% of the time outside with us too, but it was because he wanted to be. Like, it got to the point where he was letting himself out of the house and just staying outside all the time. So, I mean, he loves being outside. And so when she moved here, that's where he went. And then about a year into living in Florida, we were like, we want Cash down here with us. So my dad's kind of against having a whole other dog come in the house. So I was like, well, I'll see if a friend can watch after him while we try to find a place. Because we didn't plan on moving back to Kentucky. We really didn't. We didn't know what, like, if we knew we were going to move back to Kentucky, we wouldn't have brought him down here, obviously. But he was staying with one friend at first, then it wasn't working out with their dog. And then he started staying with my friend Haley, and he did great there. Was around her kids, her smaller kids, never had any issues, was great. But we ended up becoming roommates with, actually worked at the daycare that we worked at with us, or she worked at the sister one. And she was like, it'd be really nice if you guys moved in and help out, whatever. So, and we were able to bring Cash. So we had Cash there.
Am I missing the point of what this is? Like, what is this about? What is this about this dog, Cash? Like, will she get to the point? No, like, I don't understand how it's relevant to the story.
And it happened on New Year's Day. New Year's Day 2020 is when this situation happened. We had actually spent New Year's with Amberlynn and Becky and Eric and Ricky. I don't know if that's the drunk night y'all are talking about. I don't know. But I know that we still were kind of iffy on him because he had shown signs of aggression towards dogs, never people. So we still just kept weary because our roommate had a dog. And I was like, listen, while we're gone, either just let him be outside, let him in and drink water, eat, there's a water bowl outside, whatever. Or keep him in his kennel, or just make sure you're like with him if you're just going to have him out. Just make sure you watch him. I just didn't want him getting aggressive with her dog, even though it was a female dog. I just didn't want anything happening while we weren't there. And like I said, we had hung out with Amberlynn, Becky, Eric, Ricky. Well, Amberlynn and Becky were like, well, it's been a while since we've been like towards where we lived. And she was like, well, what if we go to Olive Garden and all this stuff? So we drove, and we were literally getting into the town that me and Dana were living in. And our roommate starts calling Dana, and she's like hysterical, and she says that Cash has just bit her 2-year-old that was also living there. And we try to ask her what happened, like, is the baby okay? Is it like, you know, like what happened? And she did not know. She did not know. She said she didn't see it happen. She wasn't even in the living room. It happened in the kitchen. She was in her bedroom, which was in the very back of the house. The kitchen was at the front of the house. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of iffy things going on with her as a mother as well that was beyond my control. And I'm not gonna get into all that. But all I knew was that I needed to go and get this baby to the doctor. I didn't know what to do about Cash right then. I just knew that with this happening and taking her to the hospital, that animal control and the health department were going to get involved, and 98% sure.
Why doesn't the mom have a car? Why does no one have a car?
Cash was going to have to get put down. And it was either us take care of it or someone else. So I was like freaking out about that, freaking out about the baby. I tell Amberlynn and Becky, sorry, you know, like this is what's going on, whatever. We get to the place and I see the baby. I immediately put her in my car. Like, I was really close to that baby, and I feel really bad for that baby. Like I said, I had some concerns with the way that that person was mothering that child, and I still think about her almost every day, and I feel really bad that I never did anything about what was going on with that kid. But she's fine now. I know she is, but I still feel bad about what was going on then. But, I mean, she would go straight to me, like, so I literally got there, got her to the hospital. Dana stayed behind with Cash. Her mom came and got Cash. They took him to her dad's house. I get to the hospital with the baby. She didn't need stitches or anything. I'm not gonna. I have pictures of when it happened, but I'm not gonna show those because it was a child. But she got bit basically right here, like basically just one bite right here, and it was pretty rough. It was already very bruised. She didn't need stitches though or anything. Cash had his rabies shot, so there wasn't that to worry about. And I did have to fill out forms for the health department and animal control. And I asked them, you know, am I just going to have to put him down? Like, what? And they said, don't
Horrible. Like, I really hate this.
do anything until they've came and assessed him, basically. I'm sorry if you hear him snoring. So we have to wait for a phone call, and then we have to wait for an appointment for someone to come out. So it literally happened in like 2 days, though. I got a call while I was at work, I think the next day, just asking where the dog was and, you know, like what was being done right then. And I told him, you know, where he was, and I told them that we hadn't done anything to him, that we weren't home when it happened. Like, they asked us what happened. Because, like I said, I had asked the mom, and she didn't know. And I told her all of what I knew, and, you know, she's like, okay, well, someone will be out tomorrow to do it. And I said, okay, well, I have to work, but someone will be there. So Dana's dad waited for this guy the next day. And listen, that Cash was also territorial over just, like, male gender. Like, he didn't like male dogs, he didn't like men. He liked Dana's dad, and that's literally about it. And, like, a couple guy friends that we had. But, like, just random men, no. It was not his cup of tea. Well, Cash was down on a chain, and he let this health department guy walk down to him, rub his belly, scratch his ears, just act like the best dog to this man. And Dana's dad even explained to him, hey, man, he doesn't like men. You know, don't try to get too friendly with him. And then he let him do all that. So it was just very surprising. And the guy basically said that he didn't deem Cash dangerous. He said that it was ultimately a family matter because we were all living together when it happened, and it was up to us what we thought should be done about Cash. And when we talked to Dana's dad about it, we were like, well, how can we trust him again in someone's house? Like, we don't know what he's going to do. And he basically just said, don't put him down. Just let him stay here with me, out here on his chain, being a good dog, so he can't get in no trouble. Because none of us wanted to see him put down. It was not an easy decision, but it was also, you have to worry about him biting somebody like that. You can get arrested for that.
So I understand. I mean, I would be completely crushed. And no, like, you can't, there's nothing to be done with Wally aside from what we're doing. Because he's fully trained. He's a fully trained dog. All of them are, except Bean. Like, they sit, stay, lay down, all the obedience stuff. Dance, follow, come, whatever, whenever, drop, search. So as he's trained, there's nothing else to be done. It's kind of a behavioral issue, but there's nothing to be done. And I'm not gonna put him down. I'm not gonna take him to the pound. It's about how I can manage the situation and still have a fun time with my dog that I love. So, and if Cash wasn't gonna hurt anyone at Dana's dad's house, I don't understand why there's an issue. I don't understand what the issue is because I haven't watched Amber's stuff. So maybe I need to get caught up and talk about this then.
Cash got put down. Yeah, he did. That incident happened in 2020, but Cash got put down in 2021. So it's been very recent. Well, June of 2021, we go to move in with Dana's dad after we come out of the house that we had together. And the day that we're moving into the house, I don't know how, but he gets off of his chain, and my niece, who's 6, is swinging on the swing set that's up by the house, and he's just like probably like 6 feet away from her, just like at a stance and growling, like he's just waiting for her to do the right move and he's gonna get her. And he had never done that before to her. Like, he knows those kids. Those kids have always played with him. It was crazy. Well, Dana realizes he's off of his chain. I don't tell, because I'm like moving stuff in and out in the front of the house. This is behind the house. Well, Dana starts yelling for me, telling me that he's off the chain. And, you know, I try to get to Gracie, between him and Gracie, and so does Dana. And Dana tries to get him to get back on his chain, and he kind of growls at her, but then he kind of steps back and realizes who it is. I don't know if he was just like confused or what. Gets him back on the chain, everything's fine. You know, like nothing happened, but it was scary. And I felt bad for him. And I just kept going down there trying to love on him, and he let me. And about 2 days later, I went down there and was like really good playing with him. I had him all excited. He was still on his chain, though. I didn't want him to get off of it just in case. But I was playing with a stick with him, like we were playing with toys. I was loving on him, like he was being such a good dog. And I turned around from him when I went to be done playing with him to go back inside because I had got dirty. I was ready to go in. I was ready to eat. You know, whatever. And as soon as I turned around from him, I don't know, like, what happened, but he jumped onto me, like, jumped, scratched my back all up, and was just, like, snarling and trying to get my neck from behind. And, I mean, it was scary. I honestly thought that he was going to get me, but I just barely got out of his, like, chain range. And I went inside and I told Dana that, and I was like, I don't know if it was, like, something I did or, like, what happened, like, that he just snapped. And she tried to go down there, and he tried to snarl and do everything her wouldn't, not even let her attempt to play with him, anything. So then we were, like, going back and forth talking about it. We were like, well, what do we do? Like, if no one can go down there and play with him, no one can go down there and love on him, no one can go down there and just be like, come on, Cash, you're going to go with us today and run around and take him to PetSmart, whatever. You know, like, just do normal things with your dog, because we're still doing those things. I was like, if we cannot do these things, he's going to be miserable, not having any attention, not just being on a chain day in and day out. Like, who's going to feed him if no one can go down there and go near him? We were just, like, very concerned, and we were like, it's just no way for an animal to have to live with no human contact, just food and water when you can get it if you let someone near you to feed you, and being tied up all the time. Like, because there was no way we could take him out anywhere. How could we trust him? You know, like, it was very emotional for me and Dana. We were both very upset, and Dana's dad ended up putting him down for us. Yes, that means that he used, I don't know how to say that without it getting, like, in trouble on YouTube, but he did it himself. That's all you need to know, really. It was very traumatic. And then shortly after that, we lost our other dog, Piper. And we don't know what happened to Piper. We had her for about a year. She was about to turn 2 years old when we lost her. We lost her in January before me and Dana broke up. And I still don't know what happened to her. We don't know.
This is an awful situation for them and the dog, obviously, but, like, really, I feel bad for Destiny and Dana, especially if you couldn't figure out what was wrong with your dog and, like, why it was acting out, you know? But, I don't understand why this is part of the story. I don't understand if Amber said something really shitty to them about this, like, of course she did. I'm sure she did. Okay.
What was wrong with her? She had just got sick and passed, but she was a blue heeler Beagle Basset Hound mix, and she was a pretty dog, and Cash and her got along really good, but I don't know. I'm sorry, my legs itch. I got mosquito bites. So that is what happened with Cash. It wasn't her story to tell. It wasn't her business. She can try to say that she tried to make, like, this big deal about everything when it was going on. I don't remember her making a big deal of everything. I just remember trying to take care of that baby, try to get everything figured out with the health department. I had a lot of stuff going on when it went down. I don't remember her putting her 2 cents in towards it. And, I mean, ultimately, it was up to me and Dana. Like, she can say that she was upset about it and that dogs can be retrained. Like I said, maybe dogs can be retrained, but from my experience, no. I mean, but I don't know if it's like a southern thing, if it's like a backwoods thing, but it's pretty, I don't want to say normal, but my whole life I've had to have dogs put down and us just be the ones to do it. I've never done it myself. I know my stepdad's done it, and, you know, Dana's dad had done it, you know, like, to me, I don't know, it was just like one of those things that's normal.
I mean, I know that that's, like, what happens, like, I do. I'm from the South, so I understand what she's saying. I've known a lot of people who, I mean, that's just what you do. It gets too old, it can't move around, or something happens, it gets rabies, like, whatever. I don't know what's wrong with my face. Anyway. And I'm sorry if I'm doing this. I've got a cough drop in. Anyway. I know exactly what she's talking about. I don't understand why Amber was making a big deal out of this. I don't understand the situation. But, yeah, none of my dogs have been in that situation. Now, I've had a couple of dogs when I was young that were put down.
To me, it might not be normal to some of you guys, but it is to me. And you can call me an animal killer. But, I mean, it was a very traumatic thing that happened. And nothing you guys say like that is going to bother me because I know where I stand with it. So, yeah, that is Cash and everything that happened with him. You see us in March of 2017 staying in a hotel with Maggie, Sarah, Dana, and then me and Amberlynn. I don't remember why we did that. I think it was a spur of the moment thing and we just did it, but it was a fun time. And we go to Hooters and we go to Five Below. Amberlynn talks about getting new furniture. She didn't get new furniture while she was there. She goes on a date with Becky, and this month, yes, we did drive her. Like I said, I was really angry with Charla. Jax came to stay with me at this point because I had decided to like just basically move in with Dana. And Amberlynn states in one of those videos that I was offering to still take her everywhere and do those things that she needed to do. I did not offer. I mean, maybe occasionally I did, but most of the time she was just asking if I could, and it was either I say yes or it was just all hell breaking loose. Like, you know, just never hearing the end of it, so we would just do it. I got a new car at this point as well, and I don't have anything written after this. So, March of 2017, shortly after me and Dana got together, her niece ended up having to stay with us. Her youngest niece, she was 2 at the time. And literally, the weekend that we ended up having to keep her, like, and not knowing when she would have to go back to her mom, I was taking Dana with me to a family wedding in Tennessee. And it was kind of a short moment, but we took her with us. It was a good time. You know, I had to figure this out, was really, you know, upset with how things had went down with her niece. And I just wanted to make sure that I could do what I needed to do for that little girl, basically. And that's why I got a new car. I had a 2000 Honda Civic. That's when I moved in with Dana, because we had this child we had to take care of together. And that's one of the reasons that me and Dana kept a friendly relationship after we broke up. It took a little while. It did take a few months before me and Dana were on okay terms after we broke up. But that's the only reason I kept friendly terms with her, is because I still take care of those kids in any way that I can. Like, they are so hype I'm coming, but that was Amberlynn and Becky and Ricky and Eric. All of them. I know that she was trying to get along with all of them, you know, like get to know them. And Becky, like, she was doing her own thing, so, and I was doing mine. After the summer goes, like, and then my sister ended up coming to Kentucky to see somebody, and some drama went down, and she wanted me to go back to Florida with her. And my dad was basically like, I'll help you out with bills until you find a job here, you know, like, just let me help you and all this. And that's why I ended up moving back to Florida in 2018. But I know things got kind of long talking about Cash, but that's 2017. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff happened. I just know that year I worked really hard at work and was just trying to basically take care of these kids that I still, like I said, help out now, you know, and make sure that they can always get a hold of me if they need to. They all know that. You know, it's just, there was a lot that happened in the beginning of 2017, and then it got boring. So I'll make another video for 2018 just because this one's getting so long. I still am going to do some live streams and stuff. And then another thing I wanted to talk about was the whole Dana situation. So me and Dana, like I said, had a friendly relationship because of the relationship that we had with her nieces and nephew. Like, they...
So then why was Amber trying to make it seem like Destiny was doing the whole, like, Pookie thing while with her new fiance? Make it make sense.
Friendly relationship until it was either the end of January or the beginning of February this year of 2023. And I had posted a post on the year-to-date mark of when Dana broke up with me, just saying how far I had come as a person. And I'm going to get into more of that, like, around the time me and Dana broke up. I'm going to get really into that because you guys would be able to understand more of where I'm coming from with it. But I just made a post just thanking everyone that had helped me out. And, you know, Dana had posted a status in rebuttal to that because we were Facebook friends. I thought we were cool, and she posted something that said that I always played the victim or something. And I don't want to play
Maybe all those years living with Amberlynn, she learned something.
the victim in anything. I just am sharing my experience. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't need anyone to help me. I've done a lot of that on my own. That's not what I came on here to do. That's not what I'm looking for, is like, you know, help or anything. Like, I've got it, but I'm just on here to share my experience with everything that happened. I can promise you I've been 100% on everything. But like I said, we were friends, and then she posted that, and then I was just like, really, you know, my feelings were hurt because I thought things were cool between us, and then she was going to say something like that, so I blocked her on everything. Had her blocked until I found out she was pregnant. When you're with someone for so long and they want children, and you have to talk about who's going to carry the child and who can't essentially carry a child, and you find out the person that you didn't think ever could hold a child has one, you know, like, I felt very happy for her. She deserved it. And of course I unblocked her, and I reached out to her. Alexis knows this, and Alexis knows how I feel about it. You know, like, I just congratulated her, and I said, you'll always have this big piece of my heart, you know, like, I mean, you thought you were going to spend your whole life with somebody, and Alexis knows that. Alexis knows, you know, like, she understands, really. Not really that she knows, she understands. And, you know, I don't know why Amberlynn's trying to portray that as that I was cheating on Alexis with saying those kind of things. Like, feelings with exes are weird, but I was just so happy for her. No one else in this world deserved it.
That's because Amber is constantly emotionally cheating. She's always got girls in the background ready to line up, you know. Yeah, I feel that though. Just, I think she's got a great attitude about it. It seems to me that Destiny is in a great place with her partner Alexis, and she just wants to congratulate someone else that she used to love, and like she said, thought she was going to spend her whole life with. So if that's really the extent of it, then I feel like I don't understand where Amber's coming from on this, because she seemingly was being really genuine about the whole situation.
I swear, more than Dana did, to be a mother. So then when I found out a couple days ago that she had lost the baby, I'm trying not to cry as it is, I was really devastated for her. Like, she didn't deserve that. I don't care how shitty she was to me. She didn't deserve that at all. Like, she is going to be a great mom. She's going to get her chance. I didn't come on here to be mean and vile. I know I make some funny jokes and all that, like I said, but that's not what this is for. And I feel like Amberlynn is just, she's the one being malicious. She's the one that keeps coming back at all this stuff. And that's not what I'm trying to do. She can say that, and then obviously we're not working together. I don't know why anyone would think that. She doesn't want me posting.
Yeah, see, I just feel like Destiny is being really genuine about the whole situation, because she's not trying to make herself look good or look bad. She's just telling you what it is.
Anything. I have some screenshots that I'm going to share with you guys in another video. But I just wanted to...
Why are they texting, though? I still don't get that.
Clear all of that up. Everything with Cash, everything with Dana. I don't know why Amberlynn's trying to portray everything the way she is. I guess it's because she likes to keep the narrative in her own. I said I was going to do laundry in this video too, but, you know, it is what it is. It's just sitting right here. I'll do it when I'm done with this, but I just wanted to come in on here and say that. And I'm sorry I haven't posted anything in a couple days. I've just been super busy, been working. I had some stuff I had to do yesterday, stuff I had to do today. So, I might live stream with y'all in a couple days. I might try to make another video in a couple days, but, just thought I would clear some things up for you guys and just know that I have no reason to lie to you. I have not made myself look good at all in any of these videos. Like Amberlynn said in her live earlier, I'm exposing myself, and it's because I don't have any shame. I'm not afraid of what people say. I'm not afraid of what people think of me. So, you know, it is what it is. But alright, that is all. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you for the super long-winded clarity on the situation, but I guess because I skipped Amber's videos, I was like really confused through the whole thing on what we were getting clarity on. I feel like Amber trying to make the Cash thing a situation is stupid. Trying to make Destiny, quit trying to make Destiny and Dana happen. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. I don't really have a ton of thoughts. I mean, it wasn't overly interesting to me. Some of the stuff is kind of like vaguely recall from watching Amber years and years and years ago, but honestly, none of it was super important. I do feel like what Destiny said right there at the end is kind of important, that Amber's being malicious in this situation, and I'm gonna bop over and watch Amber's video as well and see if I think she's being malicious or not. But Destiny's probably not lying, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, anyway, I don't have a ton of thoughts on Lightly Toasted other than that was, you know, almost an hour of my life I wish I had back again. But it seems she's in a good place and she is doing well, and her relationship seems to be going well. And I think she has a relatively good attitude about things moving forward in her own life. So I wish her nothing but the best. And honestly, the main thing I could say would be, you know, stop worrying with Amber. I don't even know why she's watching our lives, you know? She's obviously toxic for Destiny. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Sometimes you get rained out.
We might better be going.